All right. Hello, hello. Joey here again from Darkblock. Got a special guest today, Mr. Dope Stilo. Not your government name, not the one that Mama gave you, but I'm always fat. But Dope Stilo in the house today. I'm feeling super cool. Maybe my kids will think I'm cool. Mr. Stilo, who are you? What do you do for a living?
What's up, Joey?
Hey, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, building, seeing you in Web3, meeting you in Web3. Yeah, my name is Dope Stilo. I'm a recording artist and nowadays, doing all these tasks that we need to do to like really make a name for ourselves. I'm an entrepreneur as well. I love Web3. I love what's on the cutting edge. So I try and incorporate that as much as possible into my music.
You are like the ultimate hustler to me. Like you are uh, working hard every day. You're a mad scientist doing experiments in the space. Like it's a and then like a talent on stage with the microphone. I don't know when you write your songs. I don't like 5 minutes at the end of the day because you're like busy the rest of the time.
Yeah, I mean, last year, finding Web3, it really allowed me to, find a huge freedom. It really got me to collaborate with the world in real time and share information, share knowledge. So for me, like as soon as that happened, Web3, like it just was like all the chains were off, the beast was unleashed, and I was like just going hard. I was performing in Twitter Spaces like 5 times a day. Now I rarely ever do it, but I do that in Spatial every week.
Yeah, so that's where I kind of learned about you. Is Spatial is kind of a metaverse platform. I always feel like they're the biggest dog on the block. Like I hear about Decentraland and it's like 5 people, and I hear about these other. I don't know the facts, but I feel like Spatial, software wise, audience wise, like they're the big dogs. No.
They definitely are. I mean, I think the user base is really active and the community is pretty active. But I mean, I think like we're all in this together and we're kind of learning as we go. And Spatial is, they feel like family to me, where like they're building as well, and so is Decentraland, and we're all just kind of doing it differently. So we're all gonna connect at the end of the day. Right now, we just kind of all have to experiment in different alleys, and I think it's all gonna come together.
Uh, what got you into the metaverse space? Like, what was that the first hit, and you're like, oh yeah, this is I get it.
Well, I think there's like a pre-story to that.
Okay.
I've been doing music for a long time. I have like over 35 albums, like 300 songs. And when I was just starting, I was in my mom's garage and I was like going through Google Hangouts to live stream onto YouTube. And, I was like, wow, a way I can be here and perform for the world. Like, man, if I could do this, this would be great. And it was just like way too early. So I just kept creating, kept creating, kept creating. I was probably on my eighth album at the time. So it was like 2013. I started music in like 2007. So like um yeah, so it was always there. And then when I found Spatial, that's when it really connected. I was like, this is it. Like a space, if a link, a URL, a space that I can express myself and I can commit to, and it feels real and it feels like I can set up shop. And I did.
Uh, I want to I want to share. So like this is kind of just filtering for you. Like the idea that you've got a digital space where 13,000 people have come through is bananas. Like we're kind of used to these inflated digital numbers, but the interesting thing about these metaverses, it's like they're not bots coming in. It's a person who logged in, created an account, and they showed up walking through the physical or digital physical space. So I'm just that just kind of blows my mind, that your audience is so big in this particular space.
Yeah, I mean it's trending, the user base is definitely growing. It's the type of people too. That's like what's really important. I think like I was just looking at that, like, with those numbers would probably average to like 1,000 visits per month, you know, and they say you can learn an instrument 30% faster in immersive environments in virtual spaces. They say you can learn a language in 30% faster. So when we're in these spaces, we're taking in and we're retaining all this content in a completely different manner. And I really want to emphasize, like, that's a really special thing for a lot of artists, like looking to be heard, which I think is a constant theme in, SoundCloud or Instagram or, whatever like centralized kind of platform that might be uh, algorithmically difficult.
Yeah, the engagement that you have in a metaverse space, whatever the right word is, right? Metaverse is almost like NFT. They kind of, when you talk to a complete noob, they don't get it. Like they've either never been in a VR type environment or a shared digital space like that. And then even with NFTs, like I can't tell you how many people just don't get it. They don't understand the value and the future of it all. So people who kind of come into your world, they're not passive open tabs. Like when you're in a spatial world, like you're an active audience member. It's different than somebody's hanging in the back of a club holding a drink and talking to their friend. Like everyone that's here is like engaged, and like you have such a engaged audience, which I think is maybe different than what you might get, in a physical space.
Totally. And it's low risk and that's what makes it low risk. And it makes it low cost where like, I could perform new songs, try out new styles, new formats of presenting music. We've done from like green screens to just playing the music itself. And that's what the beauty of it is, really, really just can't stress that enough how beautiful that is.
Yeah, and you're experimenting. All right, so we're gonna have different musicians are trying to find, I guess, a way to get their express themselves, get the word out. Ideally, make some money on top of it, right? Like the ecom, like Spotify, I think said today or yesterday they gave out $8 billion to artists, and it's like Taylor Swift, Drake, and then who, right? Like, all right. So what have you found that works, or it has potential to work, other than you know selling tapes out of the back of your trunk, or giving them away, or putting yourself in Spotify? Like, what have you found in this new world of NFTs and metaverses that someone could maybe replicate, or you know you found success with?
Well, I think in the NFT world, like right now, looking at all the examples, all the artists that have been successful. We take some artists that have been successful with Billboard, and whether it's a Bored Ape avatar that doesn't didn't really exist before, but now exists as its own IP. So, signed to Warner Music Group. So it's just like, you know, uh, I think like it, ex- it's just experimenting, in so many ways. Like, so studying these people can really, help you advance yourself, like in what's going on in the forefront of the tech and Web3, and uh yeah, it's just like studying the success,
Yeah,
and that's like could help you in that way, and like using all platforms in all the ways that they can be used. Like Spotify, we have Spotify. It's really, we can't like close yourself off to one kind of format, where use everything. Like there's Spotify, there's SoundCloud, there's our website, there's Instagram, there's all kinds of different tools. So I think like just definitely using everything and whatever happens. Like if you have a song go viral on Spotify, for a certain reason, then like you could, start a tour, and then you can create, your own digital assets. And, for me with digital assets, I'm thinking like long term. I'm building like, you know, a a brand with it. And to me, it's like the new Yelp review, certified on the blockchain, being able to, you know, commit things to tie things to the blockchain.
I make I love it. It makes total sense. I mean, you're an astronaut. You're a pioneer. You're Magellan. Like you're going into spaces that you don't. But I have noticed. I've got a. I live in Austin, right? So I've got a bunch of. Look at this. Look at this handsome guy. Um, oh, let's talk about this real quick. How are you able to do this? How are you able to go from the real world into cool digital guy?
Yeah. So basically, just we're in a virtual space right now, and like this virtual space has features like for us to add our content, share a screen, etc. People can join us in the chat. So for me, I thought I'd hop in digitally into the virtual space as well, but with my avatar. So yeah, basically using this app called Avatar Cam, and it's really dope. It has great eye tracking and
It
face
does.
eyebrow recognition and all that stuff. So yeah, I wanted to do half the interview in here too with you.
Dude, it's amazing because you're here, right? Your mouth is moving, your eyes are moving, right? Like it's very impressive, all in real time, right? No delay.
Dope Stilo, baby.
You're gonna live forever. All right. Well, Avatar Cam. So that's on iOS and Android. I think I
Yep.
have it on my phone.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it's amazing for engagement. I think this is a really cool way to like be different, create content in a whole different manner. You know what's funny is today I saw like a doctor use it for the first time. He's like, "Are you sleeping like this?" And it was like a photo of somebody sleeping on their stomach. And then he was taught while he was talking with his avatar, and he was like, "Well, it's because you have weak hips. Like try working out your hips and this and that and this and that." And it was the first time I ever saw a doctor use it, and it was really engaging.
I will never have to comb my hair again. If I have that, like I'll be perfect every day. Um, yeah, that's really cool. Okay, like your NFT. What was the first kind of what was like the first NFT you bought that helped kind of turn on the light for you? Do you remember what it was or what was that moment?
Yeah, the first NFT I bought, that's a good question. The first NFT I bought was my friend Basis. He had like a beautiful little like music collection. So basically I bought this song, If You Let It, and it let me like, find that I could own what I listened to. And it gave me a lot more passion. It made me a lot more proud as well. And so it was really cool. So I definitely had to start my own path and experiment with what's going on and new tech.
I the one that kind of brought me in. I had been in crypto for a little while, but NFTs kind of showed like just a use case. So like for me, it was an NFT or NBA Top Shot. That was like because I'm a big
Mm,
NBA sports guy, so it just kind of dragged me in. Um,
right.
you being a musician, and the thing I've said over and over again, and I'm sure my coworkers are tired of me saying it. You're just trying to get more merch on the table for people to buy, and you like, if you're a musician, which you are, and you set up your hoodies and your stickers and your CDs, like on the back table of the venue that you're playing, and there will be some people who buy this, some people who buy that, some people who complain about the price or whatever the heck. I think all the NFT stuff that's happening, the metaverse stuff you're doing for promotion, are just more items on that back table and different people will consume and support you in those different ways. How do you keep track of like how broad all the offerings are? Like you've got digital sweatshirts, you've got Spotify. I'm assuming that you have some presence in Spotify. Like, how do you keep track of all publishing? Do people hire you to do jingles? What are all the different things you do to stay
Yeah,
alive? Yeah.
there's a lot of things. I mean, there's like music for commercials. Um, Honestly, like for me, the way that I treat everything right now is with a strategy. So I have a long-term strategy,
Mhm.
a long-term digital content income strategy where I have a concert in 3 months, and we're going to market that long term, and it's going to be an album release party. It's going to be special. With a special environment and custom music that is tied to the metaverse and inspired by virtual reality. And then we're going to have like a short-term strategy where, let's not release the album in one piece, but maybe every 2 weeks and song for song. And it's going to be premiered every week in the metaverse. It's going to be able to be listened to in at Stilo World. And we've created a village where you can go and, kind of experience what we do as far as concerts go. Um, because we let the set loop. So, there'll be people jamming out, rocking out, and I'll be in the HQ and where I can work and have screens up and work with others and talk about the flyers and the concert that's coming up. And then Wednesdays, we do go live every week, 4 p.m. Eastern, and at www.stilo.world. And so back to the strategies with digital content. So that's my short term where we drop a song every 2 weeks, open edition, but the limited mint window for 2 weeks. And so that's going to be really cool to make it super rare and kind of short term. And then the concerts and the digital hoodies are long term. So there's stuff that you can grab all the time. If you're at the concert and you see a bunch of people wearing a hoodie, you can, grab one too, on the blockchain and own your asset as well. If you don't like it, or maybe it's increased in value because it's a limited supply, you can sell it for 3 times or four, or who knows how many times you bought it 4 years later.
Yeah, yeah. Do you mind if I show like the video? Let's
Sure.
see, kind of, because this thing is just bananas. Let me see if I can even make it big. I'll turn on sound. Here we go.
Yeah, this is Abdul Wahed. He's from Egypt, and he's an up and coming 3D artist. He's amazing.
This is bananas.
Yeah, so we got 2 more coming. We got one for the concert tickets and one for the album.
Hello, welcome to Stilo World. Immerse yourself in virtual reality. A live music experience.
That's awesome. So you're selling digital hoodies? So can I?
Yeah, check out stiloworld.com. There's some really cool stuff. And like there's a carousel, so there's like that, the 3 different types of NFTs. Like there's the hoodie you can own as your asset. Shout out to Woke for recently getting it. Instead of stilo.world, go to stiloworld.com. Try that.
All right.
And that's the actual place where we have the concerts, which is awesome.
Let me see if I got it going good.
And so yeah, that's promoting the new album. Carousel 2 is promoting the ticket that's in 3 months, in June, excuse me. And then Carousel 3 is promoting the wearable.
Oh, I see.
So
I got it.
Yeah, and we know that like link trees are really popular, but and I was using Linktree, but the one thing that it didn't do was like retain data for me. It wasn't my data. So now I kind of made my website like a simple link tree with a little bit of fluff and, some merch and e-commerce. So it all can tie back to each other. And of course, the
This is
Stilo
awesome.
page, Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super
Who,
simple.
who-
And
what is the
yeah.
Stilo? Hold on. Dope Stilo Music Club.
Yes, so that is pretty much it's a place for immersive music in the metaverse. So basically every Wednesday we get together and like we all love music and we perform and share our music together. We update each other, it's new music, like in new weeks, or maybe there's like we have made a new friend and they practice their comedy, or there's a beautiful poet, LM Designs. She does her poetry in between sets, and we get to do a lot of things. So we're going to be switching it up, having a lot of like show and tells, like bring your track, bring a link, and let's rock to it. But definitely really interesting how things are evolving. It's just a beautiful place where we can all get together and have these beautiful experiences. So
I like to
it's pretty
imagine.
cool.
I like to imagine you guys are kind of like the Wu-Tang, where it's just everybody's doing their own projects, but then you guys all get on stage and it's just this,
Yeah,
madness. Yeah,
yeah,
fun.
we resonate, we vibe with each other, and yeah, and all I really want to do is share that, make infectiously, like just like really good vibes, and just like a way to do things, like a lot of the music is pretty positive as well. It's family friendly, so we like to keep it nice.
That part I'm impressed with. Like, yeah, I'm a dirtbag with a kind of a potty mouth, and I really have to restrain myself. But like you're a pro. All right, so this is which one is this? This one's the Dope Stilo shop. Yeah, you've always come off as well well thought out what you want to say, and it's not demeaning and all the negative stuff that kind of hip hop gets painted with. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Metamorphin here.
wait till you hear this new album. It is crazy. It's
I'm
all
excited.
about how we're doing crazy things in the metaverse. We're doing the craziest stuff and building the craziest connections, and it's kind of like mixed in with real life. It's like mixed reality music. It's going to be amazing.
That's killer. All right. So can we talk about like you know uh, experiments that you've done in NFT land? So like I own a copy of Bonita. I feel like I was early. Um, what do you have
Yeah.
planned next on
Okay.
album drops?
So basically, Bonita has 113 copies sold, and I'm so grateful for everyone who supported me on this journey. So thank you, Joey. Big love. And like, so basically, to like incentivize the holders, the early supporters, we are doing a phase minting with Bonita. So Bonita has 999 editions, and so when it gets to 120, it's going to double in price. And then when it gets to the next number, I think it was 500, then or 420, then it goes into zero point zero 0.05. So from 0.01 to 0.03 to 0.05, and then when it's 750 copies sold, it'll go into the next phase 3, and then phase 4 is when it's all sold out. And basically that's my social token, like everything. Like the other day I made a flyer for somebody and they're like, man, I really want to throw you some bread. And I was like, oh, well, don't worry about it. They're like, what's your cash app? Like, please. And I was like, no, you know what? Okay, get a Bonita token, because it hit me. I was like, it's my social token. It's my currency. If I really, if it, because that way, like like I get paid, they got their service, and they just got a receipt with a song on it. So now you can go ahead and like keep that receipt, and it's possibly more valuable later.
Uh, even if it's not right, like that's the thing that I'm always the NFT journey is just about me appreciating, the music, and I hope you were able to do more music, and like it's I think like volume. The guy. Do you know Songs of Eden? I've seen him in
Yep.
your. That guy's also, a master experimenter. Like he's trying different things. I've seen him
Mm-hmm.
jump chains. To see if there's a different audience. A different potential audience for his music. Um, like, is there like a secret club that all you NFT musicians are in? There's like a secret little Batman cave, and you guys just hang out and talk about things you've done and things that work and don't work.
I would say like there's definitely a lot of like collectives, a lot of different strategies, and everyone's watching each other for sure. I think like some blockchains, they had a lot of success during this bear market just because like NFTs were going for like $80, like like 300, like they were like the average price was really high a year ago,
Right.
and so in this last year it's been a whole U-turn. So right now we're at the end of the cul-de-sac where NFTs are like the average price like 0.01 to 0.05 now,
Mm-hmm.
so like uh you know the Tez blockchain had a lot of success because the community was so strong, because there was still a lot of transactions and NFT sales, because the art was a lot it was obviously it was really, really cool and like really dope and cultural. But like the also like, there was just a lot more like sparks flying on the Tez blockchain during the bear market,
Yeah.
when you could buy these beautiful pieces for $1 or two or three.
Yeah. It is. So you're in, I think, the thing I bought on Wearable, I think that was an Ethereum thing. Yeah, it was Ethereum
Yeah.
thing. Are you experimenting with other chains? Like what happens next?
Yeah, so I haven't experimented with other chains, to be honest.
Yep.
I think like the first thing I ever minted was these Polaroids. And right now they're these VIP access passes. There's about 8 that I ever made, and like 4 of them people have. And those VIP passes, they have like 24 access to me, 24/7. Like they're my anything they need, like I'm there. It's like they want a free tickets to a concert, they're there. Like they're anything they can get from me, and I can supply, like I'm there. It's a backstage access pass. So basically with those, they were on Polygon, and they
Mhm.
were kind of hard because like I felt really bad, like I was like, man, like they're like, oh, I don't have any Polygon, but let me exchange some. And then just to exchange some, it was like $8. Then
Right.
just to like get it
Right.
into Polygon, was another $8. And then to buy it was like, $80 or something. So it's just like it was just really, and it was really hard, and it took time. So it just for me, I just stayed on ETH just because everyone has Ethereum. I think like being easy, like transactions should be easy. That's your number one thing, and that's what ETH kind of did for me, or what I think of ETH.
Dude, everyone has ETH. Like you are so forward thinking. Like if I walked out, down the street and the first guy who rode a bike past me, I asked him if he had a crypto wallet. He would say no. Like it's just kind of funny. Like not everyone has ETH. Like it's still such a small exclusive nerd
Right.
club. Like it is amazing that you're swimming in the future, and you got to go bring a bunch of people onto the boat. Like it's like you are living ahead of everybody else, man.
I mean, like they say it takes like 1,000 people in an ecosystem to
Yeah.
like really create, to that love what you do, to create like, an ecosystem for yourself. So like the Web3 community, it's not that small and it's not that big, but like right now, like if you focus on one, for me, I'm focusing on this community and doing everything I can, from making flyers to digital business cards. Like, just because I'm handy with a little bit of Photoshop, I've been, helping others. And it's just been like, this huge recycled, thing where we're all building together and we want to appreciate each other. So for me, like ETH, like is what we all know right now in this space. you know um I would say that, like, a lot of my listeners on Spotify don't really come from Web 2, you know? Like, I'll meet someone randomly in the street, and then they'll look me up later, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I checked your music out, and it's actually really dope," But that's, I'm in Web 3 right now because I finally got the freedom to express myself without an algorithm in the Metaverse. So here I am utilizing it with the best people in the world, and we get to share information and be on the cutting edge. And I always thought, like, when you work really hard, time, like, yeah, it goes by fast, but time slows down when you look back at it. You're like, man, like for me, I'm like, damn, last year that was a long year, but because a lot happened, a lot, and then the last 10 years before that, I was doing music every day, like every day. Wake up, I'm working on a song for 3 weeks, you know, which ultimately was kind of bad, like working on a song for so long. You want to kind of keep it, keep that spark and just, get it out, for me at least. But basically those times went by really fast. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
that year went by fast. That year went by fast, but now years go by slow because we're putting in so much work.
dude. Like NFT NYC. You had that performance at the spatial, physical party. They had that event, that venue. I was in the digital venue up on the roof, just watching you, hearing you, like, and that was 10 months ago. That was
Hmm.
that's a long time in this
Wow.
world that's only really a couple of years old. Like it's kind of mind blowing. Yeah, like NFT NYC was what uh, April,
Yep.
May. Yeah.
Yep. No, it's in June,
Oh, was it a June?
isn't
Yeah, but
it?
still, we're at 9 months.
Oh
But
my
9 months
gosh.
ago, you were in New York at this cool party that had a digital version that I was at. It's just kind of
Wow.
heady stuff. I like
Yeah, how that came together was crazy.
uh,
It was dope.
probably Jake was involved. Our man Jake.
Shout
Like
out to Gia. Thank
oh Gia,
Thanks
oh
to
dude,
her
I met Gia
for
in
believing me.
Miami, and I think in December. What a del like all the NFT metaverse kind of has a bad rap where there's all these kind of punks that just take shots on Twitter and they're just rotten people. But in real life, we got you, we got Gia, we got Prism was probably one of the nicest humans I've ever, talked to. It's funny how small the how the PR in NFTs and all this is wrong. Like the humans that are actually building projects are like some of the most sincere, kind, not negative people that I've ever met. Like it just kind of it doesn't reconcile almost. Okay. We seem to have in chat. We got one of my personal goals is to get Crypto Machia like some Solana NFTs. Like he's just kind of an ETH maxi. I just want to fill his Solana wallet with some fun projects just to bring him over because there's all these different like gas fees drive me nuts. I
Yeah,
and that's
dude,
money out of your wallet. Like you're not getting that money.
dude. I was just looking at my contract, the other day, and I'm like, man, someone minted a Bonita for $16, and the gas fee was
Right.
$12, dude.
Right.
Like, what? I was like, that's not fair. Like, so I'm like, man, I'm thinking that now that I'm gonna be owning my own smart contract, that it's gonna be on Third Web, and then I'm gonna have unlimited unlockables through Darkblock. So like, I'm gonna hopefully I see like $3 gas fees to mint a Bonita on my website, stiloworld.com.
Even less, right? So like if you're talking like say there's Meta Malone is talking about Poly, right? The
Malone, my brother.
Yeah, the one thing we found with Third Web, there's a tool called Biconomy, that where you essentially pick up the gas fees, you the creator, just to be able to especially if you're doing like a free drop. We did this thing for
Oh, I heard
Book
about
Month.
this.
It makes it so easy. All those noobs who just set up a wallet 5 minutes ago, who their first barrier is they got to go populate the wallet. You'll get past that. Like here,
Oh,
like you guys have. I know I have some NFTs from like some of your performances. Like you would set up in Spatial, download our. It's almost like a
oh,
POAP, like an event
right.
NFT.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
can set that up where
Shout
you
out to
pay.
Vandecar and Stella for that. They did an amazing job making the POAPs. That was like totally them. They did a great job with that for sure.
I like Cryptomachia is putting his wallet address. I'm gonna get you an invite to the Drip House, Crypto Machia. So you're gonna be Solana cool. Um, so yeah, one thing of the beauty of the Third Web tools, like it's almost hard to keep up with them because they are building so fast and so many raw tools that you can remix into
Oof,
games.
dude, you can set up a contract on Third Web to link your Shopify. That website that you just saw,
Yeah.
you can have a mint button right there, a connect wallet, make a Web3 wallet through Shopify now and Third Web. So, and they can buy it with a credit card.
Yeah.
So that's actually what I'm working on right now. I just need to find a developer.
Yeah. Just yesterday, Coinbase has this like wallet as a service thing that just came out, and the whole idea there is onboarding new people. Like the whole, I gotta get MetaMask and set it up, or I gotta go get Phantom and set it up. It's just
Yeah.
it's a different way of thinking for folks, and a
You
bit of a
know,
barrier.
yeah, what if something happened like where you had to do it, where it just like was so bad, like you just have to, like you need to own your money, maybe like, who knows? I don't
I
know.
think there's just a brand new format, a new standard that the Ethereum guys rolled out where you can. I don't. I mean, it's like a week old. The stuff is moving so fast.
Yeah,
Like, how do you
yeah.
keep up with it? I am curious. As an artist, like you've got to keep up with trends as well. Like there's, music has a time and a place. That's why everyone's favorite song is something that they listened to in high school. It kind of because it's tied
Right.
to these transformative parts in moments in your life. How do you keep track of all the nerd stuff? And then also uh, being a guy who actually has talent, who can, a Shakespeare with rhymes. Like, how do you manage that every day?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, okay, so for the last 15 years, I'm not kidding. When I say I did music from day to night, I would wake up at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. and because I worked a 24-hour like late yard, like a graveyard shift, at a restaurant,
Yeah.
busing. And so like uh I would wake up at like 10 a.m., 9:30 a.m. and I would work on music till about 5 p.m. And then I would, and have coffee and eat a little bit, but mostly I would eat after that with this when the sun came down. Then I would sleep till 9 p.m., wake up, I go to work at 10 p.m., and then come home at 5 a.m. and do it again. So it would be these 4 and 4 hour splits. And I would just do music all the time. And then before I got that job, like I was just doing music all the time. My mom was incredibly supportive. So like, but yeah, basically like I really did music for so long, and I'm talking all day. Every day was the number one thing I ever would do. Before girls, before whatever. And so you know that's why I can focus on community now. I can focus on networks and what's going on with tech and marketing. And so like here, that's what this year's been about. And so here we are, and now I can take everything I've ever learned and do it easily. I'm working on this new album and it's easy. Like it's fun, it's easy. I punch in and make my time really, really, really worth it.
Dude, you are so delightful. All right, so I heard a little bird told me that you were coming to Austin during South by Southwest. Like, I'm excited to meet you in person. Um, what do you got cooking? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so it was definitely just a huge goal for me to ever be around that scene. So to be around it and to get to walk and witness it, it's going to be just awesome. So I'm really grateful for that. More than anything, as far as what I'm going to perform, I'm like right in the middle of like this huge transformation. So I think I'm gonna just stick with the refined set by the Metaverse, which is the NFT NYC set.
Yeah.
It's basically the songs that made me, and they're from all kinds of different albums, from the whole journey. So
You know what
and it's all pretty fast paced.
what I find interesting is you're like metaverse famous. Like all around the world, people who have their headsets and they've come to you. Like it's just kind of, and then, but maybe not physical famous. Like I'm. It's such an interesting thing. Like you are well known in the future. Dude, you live in the future all day long, and it's kind of funny. It's almost restricting to have a physical performance where you only have access to people that are standing in front of the stage at that moment in time and in that GPS location. Like you've
Yeah.
gone beyond that.
But I mean, now we have our phones, so we can go. Like, if I'm gonna perform at a party now, like if I'm in Hollywood Hills and I'm at a party they let and I throw a track on and I perform, like I'm gonna live stream that. I'm gonna be somewhere live streaming it, or
Yeah.
But we've been bringing the Metaverse. As far as the Metaverse goes, like now we're gonna bring them. I'm gonna bring it with me everywhere I go. Like when I have that that momentum where like the world wants to see me in person, I'm gonna bring the Metaverse so that everyone can see me all the time. I'm gonna be really accessible and have a really big open relationship with the world. I've always felt alone in Web 2, like Instagram and stuff. You know how many nights I was in like a red 1920 brick building in downtown LA for 8 years by myself, like just making music and working this graveyard shift. And then like by the fifth year, sixth year, I'm like looking out the window. I'm like, why do I feel so alone?
Yeah.
I know I'm doing something really cool, but like, because people come over, and they're like, wow, and we go and have a blast and we rock my music, and we'll have these aha moments, but we're like, damn. But we're like, how do I get the world to know about this? And it was just always felt so alone or locked, and when I didn't even know that an algorithm even existed, dude.
Yeah.
So it was like, whoa. So here we are, and everything's free. Everything's here. So I have all this content. I'm ready to rock. I got so many albums to remaster and put out. I just took 300 songs off Spotify. So now there's only 5 tracks, and it's to remarket. It's to really present it respectfully and with taste.
Dude, how much fun. The idea that, through our COVID years, there is this loneliness we've kind of all felt, yet we do have these tools. I work in a company where at one time we had 10 time zones of people, and we were above the equator and below the equator. And I still haven't met most of the guys I've spent the past year with, a couple of the guys, but everybody's an avatar. Everybody's a digital representation of themselves. I do find it interesting that with the metaverse and some of these engaging platforms that we can stay focused and do some work. And then when I want to come out and play, I know every Wednesday you've got a show and I can go drop in and hang out with you guys. Like, it's just like I have more control over my life and what I want to do right now. And I'm not restricted by the zip code I'm in. Like I can go hang out with some guys in LA and in Florida and Boston and wherever the heck everybody is. And that's just kind of, beautiful.
Totally. I think like the future of virtual concerts is going to be like crazy. Like you're going to be eating lunch with your friends and you're going to go jump into a Dope Stilo concert. And it could be on your phone or maybe like as times progress with through a lens, but like it's definitely like being in more places is definitely trending up, and I think like if you're a super fan, like these virtual environments, villages, hubs are going to be really important,
Mhm.
like I want to have Stilo World concert going 24/7 on loop, with maybe like a 20-minute break in between. And that way it's like an amusement park. You can go there and experience the music that you love with like-minded individuals. And like, and then like there's another portal to go to the HQ where there might be people chatting, like a lounge. So it's going to be really interesting how things play out, but I just know that if you're an artist, you got to get into the metaverse. Especially like one of the biggest misconceptions being like that it costs money. Spatial is completely free. So here we are.
The can I talk about like your new world? Which is the best place to send people to the Stilo World concert series?
Yeah. So Stilo.world is the Stilo World concert series we do every Wednesday. And
I want to put
and
like it on screen.
yeah, and this was built by Cyber Nerd Baby, which is a huge, amazing, beautiful people from Malaysia, this duo. And they built this. They're award-winning AR, VR, 3D artists, so pretty incredible.
It
And this
is bananas.
yeah, and it's the only place like you can go on that green car and it will fly.
Hello, welcome to Stilo World.
It will actually
Immerse
hover.
yourself in virtual reality.
Even the helicopter too. So
A live music experience.
I've never gotten good at using the mouse. Usually I'm
And
on a
you-
headset.
And you hear that music? That music is designed for this place.
Yeah, this is the best digital
Have a
venue.
seat there. Click on.
Oh,
the
I gotta
seat.
sit down. Oh, I don't know how to sit down. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Get out. Come on.
There we go.
Like what? What? And this was built by who?
Cyber Nerd Baby.
Whoever Cyber Nerd Baby is legit.
Yeah, they're amazing. In Malaysia.
I mean, my God, look at this place. Like this doesn't even. There's not even anything like this in Vegas, and yet I could put on a headset
And guess what? Like a month ago in the headset, you weren't able to like ride moving objects. Now
Right.
you are.
Dude, they've got avatars. Like, what are we waiting for? 15th, we can have our custom avatars in Spatial. Those guys are moving so fast. Like it's so.
Yeah. How's that Mayan? You see that Mayan statue android thing? That thing's crazy.
Dude, there's like this little bug. What was this little bug, dude? I looked at it before. You got like
it's an
characters in
it's
here.
Yeah, he's like the waiter.
I
That's
love it.
Bugs. His name's Bugs. Cyber Nerd Baby made him.
You are hilarious.
So,
All right, let me get this. Stilo World concert series. I don't know what the URL is. Just Stilo.world.
Stilo.world.
Hello, welcome
And
to
it'll
Stilo World.
restream to that. So I think like
you ready?
Spatial
Are
is
you
free.
ready?
We can
Are you
have
ready?
our
Are you
own
ready? Are you
URL and just tie it to our environment, and kind of makes it a lot easier to share.
Yeah, this is an amazing space, and I've
And
seen.
what you're hearing is my new album
Come on.
Is it in the world? Like I can listen to
right
it
now.
when I'm-
Yeah.
We got them big goals. You just
Cyber
keep
Nerd
them
Baby,
cute
I'm sure.
toes. I drop that
He or
top
she gets
listo. Mira, no sé qué pasa contigo, pero creo.
All right, senor.
Yo siempre te cuido. Just like the metaverse. Crazy how.
That Stilo, dude, we've been talking
Yo.
for an hour. I am grateful for your time. Oh, I know we got Darkblock stuff to talk about. The idea that you can take your MP3s, add them to the NFTs that you drop, and that your customers, your fans, your collectors can own your music, for a couple hundred years.
Totally. And here's like my take is like, so I'm creating my own smart contract, hopefully with Prism. He can help me out. But I'm creating that smart contract. I'm going to embed that into my website. You're going to have a mint available at stiloworld.com. On my own website, you can connect your wallet and mint stiloworld.com. Then what's the beauty of it is I'm releasing this album one song every 2 weeks, because we don't want to just release an album and then the next week it flutters out and the next week it flutters out and flutters out like any movie or Netflix series where we binge watch. So it's like, I want to make sure that this thing is spread out nice and even. There's, no rush, no worries. We're going to be here for a long time. And what Darkblock allows me to do is I can upload that version that I'm working on right now that I just and then I can upload that next master or update that version, that MP3, so this is like, you can create an album in real time and update it in real time. So that makes like the blockchain and its permanence not affect us as it used to.
Dude, the Songs of Eden has been the genius experimenter in this, where you buy an album and then he's adding tracks to it over time. Like, what? Like, reward the people who have given you money, who have paid. It's such a, everyone talks about loyalty and kind of building a brand. Like, you, Songs of Eden, I haven't met physically in the real world, but I'm loyal to you. I'm loyal to your content. I'm loyal to your growth as artists. So yeah, brilliant. All right, Stilo, you're coming to Austin. I believe you have 2 gigs, Sunday night and Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stream. Are you gonna stream them out into a Metaverse in one way or the other?
Oh yeah, we got Jahan. He's gonna be rocking with me from Realm 3. We're gonna be rocking together Monday through Thursday. So yeah, we're gonna stream it into Spatial. We're gonna be as active as possible, try and give everyone the vibes that they can't get from being there physically. Shout out to Poison Peso, by the way. Go get his NFT Rarible on Rarible called Rewind. Go get Metal Malone's Listen and his new track. Let's Ride and his new track. Let's Ride and his track High.
That's awesome. Are they linked in that your Dope Stilo World Twitter account?
If you go to stilo.world in the Metaverse, they're in the shop right there. Or you can even go to linktree/Stilo Music Group, and there's a link to their everybody's NFTs and profiles and stuff like that.
This site right here. I can get
so if you go to there's a link tree, and then on Linktree it's /Stilo Music Group. Ooh. You can find Poison Peso, Meta Malone, and everyone's like profiles. And then in stilo.world, like the actual metaverse that you were just in, there's a lounge, and you can there's links with their stuff there too.
Oh yeah, it's up on the top. I saw you have I've seen all those links. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Stilo, I am grateful for your time today. If anybody's got questions, yeah, man. I think we're good. A good hour hanging out. I can't wait till you get to Austin. And dude, continued success. Keep on grinding, my friend.
Thank you, my brother.
Look at this guy. Look at this handsome guy. Your avatar isn't as beautiful as you are in real life, man. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you, Stilo.
Big love.